Your jewelries should be minimalist jewelries. Now is not the time for chunky gold or silver jewelries. No, you could wear a pearl earring, maybe a chain with a pearl pendant, a tiny gold or silver chain, stud earrings, beautiful stud earrings, or just a earring that looks like this, something like this, not too chunky. You use a watch instead of bracelets. But if you don't have a watch, you could just wear just one single bracelet. Avoid overcrowding your hand with beads and shambalas and whatever they are called. So very minimalist. You can keep your rings when you resume work. You can now dress like Charlie Boy. So now you have been called into the interview room and you are with the interviewers. When you sit down, you should have a faint smile on your face. It's essential that you greet everybody. Good morning, it's nice to meet you. And you have your seat. I'm old school, so I stand and then once they gesture for me to sit down, I sit down and I have this smile. I've been asked once, like, someone asked me, why are you happy? I'm like, am I happy? Do I look happy? See, you're smiling. I know I have a very nasty, relaxing face. Like, my relaxing face, so I don't want them to have the impression that people always tell me, are you angry? Are you frowning? So I don't want them to have the impression of, is she frowning? Is she angry? Instead, choose to, no, I'm fine. Normally, the interviewer should introduce themselves. They will introduce themselves. Oh, my name is Kofowarala. I'm the HR manager. That is the business director. His name is this. They should introduce themselves. That's the normal etiquette. Then you introduce yourself as well too, who you are. I'm Amarachi. But if the interviewers do not introduce themselves, maybe they forgot, they've seen a lot of people, they're tired and all, you could also ask them when they start talking, they say, can I know you? It helps you. It's always a good idea to know the people you're sitting with so that you know whom to direct your answers to. Maybe person A asks the question. Let's say a marketing manager is there, HR is there, let's say logistics or procurement is here, and they ask you a question that you feel regards to marketing. Even though it was asked by the HR, you can start with the HR. While talking about your answer, you also look at the marketing manager and conclude what you're saying. You're giving them this, I see you, I know this is your jurisdiction, even though you're not the one that asked the question, but I know that this question this person raised is relevant to you. So you look at the person who asked the question, explain, then gradually your eyes go to the next relevant people that are in the room so that they can all know that you are talking to them. You're not just talking to one person, there are other people present in the room. So that's how I usually do my interviews. I take the question, okay, this person is also a salesperson like me, and then I'm giving my answer. I look at them, I make sure we're looking at each other eye to eye. Then I might gradually turn again back to the person who asked the question. So this way you are involving everybody in the room in your with your interview answers. They usually start with, can we get to know you? I've answered, can we get to know you, so much that I don't even prepare for it. It's at the back of my hand. Can we get to know you? Thank you very much. My name is Amarachi. I depending on the role. So if it is a medical role, a role that will have to do with my medical background, I will talk about my medical background. But if it doesn't have to do with my medical background, I skip my academic background. I just tell you, Amarachi, I'm here for the digital marketing role because so and so has also happened. My usual roles are health related. And I always work with healthcare companies. The company itself has to be in the healthcare industry. So either a healthcare equipment company, a hospital, medical tourism company, you can see that they are all health. In all of them, my academic background is relevant. So I usually start with Amarachi. I have a background in physiology and an MPH in public health. So I started on my career journey. I start talking about my career journey because I know my career journey is relevant to where you're going to. I started my career journey at a hospital. I worked there for 3 years. I was this and that in the hospital. From there, like brief, just I worked in this place. This is what I did there. I worked here. From there, I moved to this place. This is what I did there. From there, I moved to this place. This is what I did there. And here I am looking to join so and so company for so and so role. That's how I do my own. Like I've rehearsed it in my head, so I just know how I move from the first company. So if I feel like those other companies are not relevant, I skip them and go to the relevant companies and talk about them. If you have not worked out anywhere, remember I told you you could still get something to put on your CV, even if you help your parents at home. Yeah, you can. So you can just talk about, oh, I worked at Nikki's restaurant. In the restaurant, I served customers. I did this in a professional way that you can. So while serving customers, I was able to resolve some complaints on time. I was able to negotiate prices at the spot. I was able to de-escalate customer tensions and all. I'm trying to let them know that while I was working there, these are the skills I picked, and these skills I know will be relevant for this job role. So then they may ask you a question. Tell me something that you did that you were proud of. You answer these questions using the STAR method: situation, the task you were asked to do, the what the action you took and the results. That is the STAR method. You want to give an answer of how you made an impact in your previous role, you have to have the STAR method. They asked me, what was one thing that you did in your time at Echo Hospital? Fine. There was this situation where a patient was upset that their files could not be found on time. I stepped in to help them search for the file. And because I knew this was a common occurrence, I took action. After I had helped the patients find the file and let the patient be attended to, I went to the manager and let them know that we could not continue using files because files are proven to be ineffective, that it would be a good idea for us to switch to electronic medical record. I gave him quite solid points why we should switch, and we also let the board know why we should switch. And within 3 months, the hospital switched to electronic medical record. Using the electronic medical records saved time. It used to take an average of 10 minutes to physically locate a patient's file, but now a patient's record is pulled in 30 seconds thanks to that act. It used to take quite a few minutes for the doctor to forward the list of drugs he has written to the healthcare attendant, who will take it to the pharmacy for the patient to get drug. But now, immediately the doctor types in a drug on the system, the pharmacy department is seeing it in real time from their own end. For patients' waiting time, it shaved off 30 minutes from their waiting time, and it saved the company. We used to get 20 complaints in a day, but now we get only 1 or 2 complaints in a day. That was the result. Quantifiable. I started with the situation. The situation is also the problem. What was supposed to have been done, that's the task. The action you took after that task was performed around that thing to improve it. What was the action? And then what was the result you got? So you see how I have answered it in the STAR method. Now, an interview, quite alright, you'll be questioned on know your competency. First of all, I will advise you to read about the company. When they ask you, have you heard about our company? Yes, I have. I've been following you for quite a while on social media. I have seen the impact that you made in this foundation. I have seen the project that you covered here. That shows that you seriously want to work in the company, and you have been following the company, and you have been seeing the good. Even if all you saw about the company was not good, just find a way to highlight the good parts, leave the bad part. They didn't ask you for that. So why do you want to work for us? Tell them why you want to work for them. You think they are a key player. You don't actually have to go and say it's because I want it to be good on my CV. No. You can just tell them because I know I'm going to learn a lot working for you. I want to contribute my impact. So you could give them your own reasons why you want to work at this company. So always research the company. Some of them may go the extra mile to ask you what is the company vision or mission, or what is their motto, and all. You can also memorize that, so it could help, because knowing the company will also help you know how to answer your question. No matter the role that you're interviewing for, always make it a priority to mention that you are a team player and that you collaborate with other people in other departments. Those are behavioral things they want to know. So even if the job is kind of a one-man mopo thing, if you just find a way to add that you are very good at interdepartmental collaboration, it also helps. Also, sprinkle in leadership. Let them be able to know that you take initiative. You don't wait for them to tell you to do things. You can take initiative. So that shows leadership, that shows accountability. While they are interviewing you, you should not see it as an interrogation. And it should not feel like an interrogation. So it should be a conversation between you. The only difference is that you are alone. You are standing for yourself. While there are maybe one person, 2 people, 3 people, as the case may be, there that want to get to know you. You're selling a product, and the product you're selling is yourself. You're trying to position yourself as, I am very valuable. I have a lot to give. Give me a chance. That is, you're not begging them. Don't beg them. Highlight your value. If you are seen as valuable, they will want you. So if you don't market yourself very well, everybody is a marketer in this life. You don't need to have marketer role, sales role. We are all selling something. And in this case now, even if it's a secretary job you're applying for, you are still marketing yourself. You're selling yourself to them. And if you do a very good job at selling yourself, they will employ you. At the end of it all, usually interviewers give chance for you to ask questions. So you could always ask questions, even if it's 1 or 2, before then prepare a question that you will ask. Always look for something to ask. Don't go and ask something that they've already said. Don't go and ask useless questions. I've grown to the age in interview where I don't fidget for interviews anymore. You could ask me a question, and while I'm answering you, I'm asking your question back. Someone wants to know what strategies I'll put in place to be able to sell the product to clients. So while I'm answering, okay, first of all, product knowledge. Second, research the industry. I can just pause and like, Mr. Akimbawale, you are in sales, right? What industries do you usually focus more on? You can say finance. Okay, good. So I will research if the company is financed. Blah, 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 blah. I continue like that. So you can see that I politely asked the question, and he understood that maybe I needed the answer to his question to answer my own question, and he volunteered. Now, if the person gets offended, that's for me. Oh, that's what I usually do. If the person gets offended that I ask them a question, and they tell me that they are offended, or they tell me don't ask me a question, I'll tell you I'm sorry, and I'll continue my answer. But in my head, I've noted that these people have anger issue. One, the person openly told me that I am not supposed to ask them any question in the interview. I'm supposed to wait at the end. If they want, they can give me a chance. That they are the ones to do all the question asking, and I'm not supposed to speak. And I was like, I'm sorry. And an interview is a conversation between two people, between people. As much as they are interviewing you, you too, you are interviewing them. And the question I asked was a very harmless question, and I needed to continue answering. And they're like, no, we're not answering that question. You just continue your interview, and we might give you a chance. And in the end, they didn't still give me any chance to ask any question anyway. But I already knew that even if these people were to give me an offer letter tomorrow, no. So even when I have full-time job, I interview. Even when the job is below what I want to earn, I interview. So get to know this is what the job market is talking about. For this job in this kind of company, this is what they are looking to pay. So in the next video, I will talk about negotiation. Of course, an interview is where you're going to negotiate your salary at first. There might be other times for negotiation, but interview is usually the starting point. So we're going to talk about that. Stay tuned for the next video. You can comment interview in the comment section. If you need me to give you some interview questions for your field, I could do that. I could send 5 important interview questions depending on the job role that you want. And also, if you have an interview coming up and you need preparation for it, for this session, I could do $5 to prepare you for the interview. We'll have a virtual conversation of 15 minutes and talk about your interview, and then I could prepare you for the interview. So that's it. See you in my next video.